This is a tree, and this episode is about trees and our relationship with them. I was on my way to give a talk at the University of Manchester, not just on restoring nature, but on restorying nature. So I've made it to Manchester, and it's sunny, which is nice. And it really is quite a vibe down here, down by the university. Just loads of, as you'd expect, students. But the sun's out, the students are out, they're sitting under trees. And it just feels good to be here. Good energy. So I'm going to check out the place I'm speaking later. I just came for a nosy early. I've seen the lecture theatre, so I can visualise where I'm going to be. That always helps. I've got the right connectors. That always helps. I've observed the mass collection of lamps. Common household items. Light. We all need light, even in the ancient world. Not only have they got live creatures like frogs and fish, they've also got some live humans in the form of, I'd imagine, like researchers, postdocs. I'm so happy here. My sister-in-law studied here and said it rained all the time. And she went to Glasgow and it rained less in Glasgow, which is saying something. But now she lives in Fort William, which is the highest rainfall in Britain. I think she likes the rain secretly. So I've just had a great meeting there, a cup of tea and a chat with the guys who've organised this. It's a group called Sustainable Forest Transitions, and they're taking this interdisciplinary approach to development and conservation. So now I'm just going to check into my hotel and head over there in a wee while. Right, what I've got to do is get a shirt ironed and get over there. It shouldn't be this hard. So tonight's talk came about because a researcher bought my book. He actually bought it as a gift, I found out. He's given it away, but he read it first. And it really makes the point that I was told when I was going to make a book in the first place. A wise voice said to me, "It's not the end." I think a lot of photographers think they do a story and to make a book is like the final thing. But the story is always bigger. A book might be one outlet, there might be an exhibition, or there might be like this, a talk. And I think that's really good to remember. It's actually what I'm talking about tonight. Whether you're doing research, whether you're viewing the world through a spreadsheet, or a satellite, or a camera, it's the story that matters. It's bigger than us. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Manchester. Whoa, a big crowd tonight. So major tech problems here. We've got a backup projector. It's going to be bigger than that. We've got a tech team in and we're going to get a solution here. It might be I have to describe my work. So nobody's here yet. We have time. The talk went well, the panel was very interesting, and we had a great dinner. But the thing that really surprised me was the next morning when I realised the ideas that shaped the church force of Ethiopia could be found on campus 2 minutes away from my hotel. I came to this park just to do a piece of camera under the trees, but it's actually being built just now, rebuilt. They're planting trees and beautiful walls and things. But then I looked up the history of it, and it's amazing, especially in light of the church forest, because this green space in the city was made originally as a cemetery for the church. It was a burial ground. And so that is why this green space has endured, even while real estate prices have skyrocketed. Well, there's two universities next to each other trying to get the space. This was preserved for that. And then in the 1930s turned into a children's play park, which, I mean, that's a story in itself probably. Just turn a graveyard into a kids' play park, everybody. Slide down the stones, kids. Oh, don't let them topple on you. But it's just amazing to see, and it is exactly that idea of religious ideas shaping the landscape, preserving green space, even on the doorstep of the university, where last night I was speaking about the same thing in Ethiopia. It's there to see. It's there to see. A guy just said to me, there's no point filming that, mate. It's going to be demolished soon. Again, last night I was saying how a photograph is instant history. As soon as you take it, it's the past. Because photography is a medium of time as much as it is a medium of light. The shutter speed chooses what slice of time to take. I was actually taking this because another thing I was saying last night was that the world is like a genetic library, the natural world. And if it's a library, then a lot of the books have been scattered or torn or burnt and destroyed. And so our job is not just to restore nature, but to restore it like we would a library full of books. Tune in next time for a trip to Washington, D.C., where I'll be making ginger portraits. Please like, share, leave a comment. Let me know who you are, what you're doing, why you're here, and how you think we can make sustainable forests for the future. And remember to watch to the end. I always put things at the end. We are made of stars, as your local hero and national treasure, Professor Brian Cox, would say. I'm not going to do the accent. We're made of stars. Made of stars. But I also believe that this, how brave to do a Mancunian accent. Feedback later. We're made of stars, but I also believe that stardust coalesces into stories.